Hello, everybody. It's such a pleasure and honor to be here, and especially, you can't even imagine that what we feel now being here in the center of the whole business and buzzing of the legal tech things, as we came from Dubai, and this is just seems to be the most innovative city in the world. If I'll tell you, and just imagine the world where everyone is doing their business, there is huge skyscrapers and everyone is like, we are doing good. In the same time, we have a government, which is, how to say that in a more appropriate way, in a stone age. They are properly in a stone age of development, but they're trying to keep it up, and they have e-government now. They have e-something the same way as everybody trying to do that. They have huge investments in all of this, except legal, which is really a pain for us because we are one of the startups there in the legal tech. So we founded legaladviceme.com, which is the only one legal tech startup in the whole Middle East region for now, like being that big at least. Last year, we've received an award from the Hague Institute of Innovation and Law, and this is how we get to know that we are the only one. So they just said, guys, we've been trying to find the competitor to you, or at least those whom you can, cooperate and make this thing bigger, or somehow being innovative together and make bring the community in, and they get to know that we were the only one. So our platform is helping lawyers to be more efficient in their job, and they are helping lawyers to get in touch with the clients. And I think it's worth telling the story of how this all came to my mind. I used to work as a lawyer in Dubai for a bit more than 4 years before I started thinking that there is a huge gap in the legal system. So first of all, 90% of the population in Dubai, or in the Middle East in general, 4 countries where foreigners constitute the majority of the population are in the Middle East. In Dubai, or in the UAE in general, the big cities like Dubai and Abu Dhabi, 90% are expats. Like, all the people that I know from my community, from people in the business, from people in industries, they all came there for a time. Most probably they will spend there like 3 years and then they will leave, or they live there for 20 years, but it's still permanent place for them. Government is trying to support the local population, which is only 10%, by providing them with special conditions for their business. So for example, if you want to establish the law firm, you have two ways of doing that. If you want to litigate, if you want to go to the court, you have to be a local, like you have to own the UAE passport. And you have to be 100%, like the company will be 100% owned by the local, which means that the lawyer in ahead of this might have the poor education, or even with the good education with the vision, but in the same time he will not do the job. So the job will be done by those who just came there for a time. They are not that experienced in the UAE law, which is changing all the time because the country is really developing. With all of that in mind, we have also a language barrier. Like, yes, most of the people in our country do speak Arabic, but when the law is in Arabic and it's translated into English, there are so many typos and not the right understanding of legal terms which were translated from Arabic into English. And you won't find the English version like open. So you would have to Google it, and probably you will find small pieces of that from different sources. In the end, what you will get is that you don't know nothing and you need a lawyer. And then you go to a lawyer and there is another problem. First, to find the law firm. Like, I've met my clients, and before, I didn't realize that before I started talking to my clients, asking them what would their way to find me in a law firm. Because mainly when you Google anything in the UAE or in the Middle East, like your problem, you will most probably find law firms themselves. No faces, no names. And just for you to understand, we have in the UAE more than 700 plus companies, law firms, right? But 46% of those companies don't have a website. You even won't find them. Like with all the passion that you feel like you need a lawyer, you will Google it, you will find top 20 law firms. And most of the people, they cannot afford it. So we have this fear of lawyers as sharks who were taking money for minutes, and it's better to avoid them. So when the clients came to our office, they were all the time constantly asking each second, how much does this will cost us to be here? Or, how much my case will ended up being in the end? Or right now, how much I have? And I bombarded with all these questions, I just start asking them questions as well. Like, why do they have this feeling of lawyers? Why do they actually talk about lawyers that way? And they said, we can't find any specific lawyer with our nationality, for example, with those who speak our language, those who have explained us things that are done here in a human. I said, okay, how did you find me then? She said that was the huge, long way of finding the lawyer who first interested in their case, second knows how to solve that case, and third is ready to help at least with the first free consultation. She said that she find I was trying to be innovative in the way I'm talking to clients, and I was new in the country and I needed to build my name, so I basically go to Quora and just started replying to legal questions, helping people over there, just seeing what questions the people usually have and how can I help them. So they saw my question, my answer on one of the forums like that, and they just contacted me for more. And when we had a consultation, they feel more comfortable, and then they proceed with the cases. In the same time, this is the path that most of the clients of the law firm have to go through if you are not a big corporate, or if you have like a big pack of the money that you are okay throwing on the law firms. So most of the time, we feel ourselves too far from our clients. So they don't know how to market their platforms. They don't have any technologies involved. And if you will imagine that being a lawyer or being a legal consultant, which is the second option, when you can own the law firm yourself, but in the same time you cannot litigate, you will do only the documents and everything apart from litigation, which is like a really tiny little gap slab that you can do. Lawyers, the local lawyers, have to bring the paper in hands to the courts still, and there is no litigation process. You just here you have judges in front of you. You have some of the disputes. You have a talk, and you can, if you will go by yourself, you can at least talk to the judge. Judge will never ever talk to you in the courtroom if you are not a local lawyer. So you will be standing there as just a matter of fact that you are there, just for them to put the click on you that just said that you were there, and you listen to it. It was all in Arabic. Most of the time, people do not understand what the talk was about. But that's it. This is how we came to understanding that we need something. We started searching. There was nothing. And now we started legaladvice.me.com, where everyone with any legal issue in mind, they just can go there, and our lawyers from 9 different countries within the Middle East region can address the issue and get at least initial understanding of how to solve that problem. And this is huge for now, and we are handing over with the Legal Hackers chapter soon. We just started a couple of weeks ago our chapter in Dubai, and we hope that with this movement, we are going to change the scale and the face of the whole Middle East region as a scary point of Sharia law and other things that most of the people don't know. Thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure.